Welcome to Rate My Video, where I take a look at videos of public personalities, whether they are CEOs of companies or politicians or other famous people you might recognize, and break down what they're doing on camera so that we can learn what virtual presence looks like and what a virtual executive presence looks like, and start to adopt some of those good behaviors and elevate our on camera skills. So, are you ready for this episode's two CEOs? Here we go.
The issue we have these what we call online travel agents or OTAs, OTA pirates.
Take a look at the size of his head compared to that of the interviewer. That is an example of an extreme close up. It literally feels like he is getting in your personal space. And as his message starts to change toward his audience, believe me, it's going to start feeling a little tighter, even.
But what they do when people book
For
make book,
someone running a $26 billion company, this is a very poor virtual setup. The lighting is horrible, a lot of overhead lighting, and one side of his face is overlit. The background blends very nicely with his suit, which makes it look like he has a huge jacket on, which reminds me of this guy. All in all, it gives an impression of a very aloof and cold figure.
for a full refund that Ryanair is issuing without any fee whatsoever. If
You
you
may
want to
have
buy an
noticed that he is looking literally down at his audience, which conveys a sense of superiority. On video, where we're trying to maintain, for the most part, equal status, it's not good to make your audience feel like you're talking down to them.
there's no excuse for showing up at an airport, not having checked in online, getting three reminders to do so. And the cost of that is the cost of us hiring the ticket desk and having staff sitting there to deal with it. So it's not just the cost of a piece of paper. You're breaking the rules, and if you break the rules, you should pay those fines.
Now, go to your room. I feel like that would be a natural ending to this section. Obviously, he's very lathered up about this. He's talking very quickly, and his emotions have got the better of him. It's not a great way to get the audience on your side. I don't think reprimanding them works to build you any fans. And someone should have worked with him on managing those negative emotions, because I'm sure it's a frustrating situation on both ends. But he expresses no empathy or understanding for his customer base. And we certainly don't feel any empathy for him because of his delivery. Let's take a look at another CEO.
Know us as a leading provider of data integration and analytics tools, and that's certainly true. But we like to think of ourselves having a much broader mission.
So, this is a good example of standing for a virtual meeting or a virtual presentation. Typically, it gives you more energy, although I think his energy needs to be a bit higher. And it makes you look more authentic because we can see more of your body and your torso, and allows you room to gesture and play with. His lighting could easily be fixed. He's got a spot of light on his forehead, whether it's an overhead light or a side light.
We honestly believe that data analytics and AI should underpin every single decision.
The background is nice, clean, interesting. Okay, so he's making pretty good eye contact with the audience right now. And that's great because it feels like he's talking to us, and feels very personal. However, I want to draw your attention to his hands, if you weren't drawn there already by them bobbing along at the bottom of the screen. Oftentimes, that's where people end up gesturing. Now, when you're standing, you have a lot more room, but still, if you don't have enough energy, which is often the case, those gestures will be very non-committal and vague and low.
AI value chain is just a name for the end-to-end process to capture, to curate, to catalog, prove the veracity of data, and get it ready for AI and analytics, and then analyze it and then apply modern AI capabilities.
Uh-oh, he got stuck looking at the screen. After that interviewer asked him a question, his eyes went to the screen and he forgot to look back to the camera. This happens so often if we don't have a technique around how to look at the camera and when, and have developed the muscle memory around it. Okay, based on a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate both virtual speakers in terms of their ability to convey executive presence on camera. Think in terms of credibility, confidence. Did you see empathy, passion? Were they able to engage you? Okay, you ready for my score? I'm going to give the CEO of Ryanair a score I rarely give out, and that is a 0. A lot of improvement necessary there. The best I can say about his video was we could see him and we could hear him. For the CEO of Click, I would give him a 7. I thought he did very well, had some things to work on, as most of us do, but a very good start. So stay tuned for the next episode of Rate My Video, where I will continue to break down public figures so you can learn how to express your virtual presence, virtual executive presence on camera in virtual meetings and virtual presentations.